I'll be right back, people. I will be right back. I will be right back. Oh, just hold on a moment. Let me try, okay? Let me try and figure this out. I'm trying to
What
um
about the in the middle,
oh.
the turn, the uh, the switcher in the
How do
middle?
I turn the screen to face the right way, babe?
Is that the one that flips around right here, or
Uh,
does that flip like that?
okay. I gotta stop this. Learn how to use gadgets. Okay, so we try again. How the it said orientation is locked, rotate device back. Why? I'm not supposed to stay in. I have no clue how these things work. Yes, I am new to these things, and it says I should be like this. Why is that gonna make us look better? But this is YouTube Live. We're not supposed to do that. Hi, people. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to do the gadget.
We thought we had it set up, and then all of a sudden, it messed up on us.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I think, yeah, I think I might have to leave it like this or something. Hey, baby, you good? You okay? Oh, thank you so much for helping. Okay, so I have to get this back. Thank you so much, people, for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my first live, and this is my first live on TT actually, and this will be our first live too here on both platforms. And today we want to talk about something that is very unpopular. We're going to be doing this every Saturday by 10 p.m. and we want to be talking about unpopular topics. Now, when we agreed to do this, I said I'm going to bring the first topic. Yes.
Yeah.
I said I was going to bring the first topic, and the topic that I want to bring out for us to have conversation, because this is going to be a conversation. Okay, please bear in mind this is going to be a conversation. I would like you guys to put in and encourage us, tell us what you think, and join us in the conversation. It doesn't matter. So today we're going to be talking about what men give back to their women when they do get married. I'll give an example. When my husband got married to me, I wasn't like this. I gave up a lot of things. My body, having kids, I gave up my name. I gave up women, not just me. Women generally give up a lot of things. And I said, what do women get in return? What do women get in return in marriage? I know family men, you guys have things to give in marriage. Let me say protection and all that. So I'm going to start with you. I'm going to ask you, what do I get? Right. So feel free to tell us what you think about this. Tell me what women or your wife get out of the marriage. What you, as the man, give the woman in return for her love, her body that she's giving, her name she's giving up, her everything, taking care of your household. Yes, so go ahead.
I mean, before I get started, right? Do you feel like is the question coming from, you know what I'm saying, a place where you feel like women don't get anything or get enough?
Oh, you're switching back the question back.
No, I just want to ask before I get started. I just
switching.
want to see what the, you know.
I feel that women get something. All hands are not equal, right? What this one gets and what this one gets is not the same, but they do get something. But I want to know what exactly it is. So I'm not going to be the one answering what you men give the woman. I want you. This is the man I'm asking, and I believe women want to know too, because women. I feel that women are cheated. Let me use that word. I feel that in marriage, women are cheated. So, do you feel women are cheated?
No.
Why? Okay, explain.
Well, the only way a woman can be cheated is if the man is not doing his part.
Huh?
That's the only way a woman can be cheated in a marriage
Mm-hmm.
from that standpoint is if the man is not doing his part.
Okay, what is it that the man is supposed to do in marriage? Now, remember, don't tell me it's something you have to do in the marriage in general, what he has to do for himself, his wife, and his children. I'm just saying what he has to do for his wife specifically, what she gets.
What does she get?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that comes with a marriage as far as providing.
What do you mean by provide?
Providing?
Explain that.
Okay. Well, one thing of providing is
I'm
what
listening.
providing everything that comes with a home, whether you're talking about the food or the finances, right?
Okay.
And now, I'm coming from a biblical aspect, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
He's a biblical man, so
Yeah.
everything is biblical.
But remember this: when I'm talking about,
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
okay, so remember that what I'm saying is, you know, when I'm, you know what I'm saying, all these different things, whether you're talking about part, the home, and all that stuff, what the woman supposed to do with those things? She's supposed to take it and increase it.
Did you just say food and all that? Before you got married to me, I was providing food for myself. I was providing shelter for myself. I was doing good. Most women do good before they even got into marriage. So you can't tell me that's what we get.
Yeah, but you're talking about a new day and time.
Okay.
Right? Where women get to go out and do all of these things where they didn't get to do those things before, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. So, but back in the times, you know what I'm saying, in those days where women couldn't do those things, you know what I'm saying, she stayed in her father's house. So she didn't provide on her own. You know what I'm saying? So when she was given to the man took over where the, you know what I'm saying, he took over the father's place, you know what I'm saying, and became that main provider.
In our time, I'm not talking about in the olden days where women are put in
That's
a
what
box.
That's what
I'm not talking about.
Okay, no,
No.
before you go that far, I don't want to forget, right?
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
Because even though that was in the olden days and we're in the new day,
Yeah.
you're still getting that same thing. So just because you're allowed to do more, don't mean that you're still not getting that you know what the man is providing. You're still getting, you know, because that is his main role. So just because, you know, women are allowed to step into that place doesn't mean the man is not providing those things.
Hi sis, I can see you. I'm looking at this from here so that I'll be able to read because we're a little bit distant from the camera over there, so I can read from here. Thank you so much for everybody joining in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, this is a conversation. It's not just about me and my husband talking, it's about all of us, okay? So as you're coming, please engage with us. Tell us what you think about the topic. Now remember, my question, the topic today is what do women get in marriage? So women, what do you think you get in marriage? What do you get? Is it just because I feel that it's more of the missus, MRS, the missus. Yes, I think that is the status. You know, the man gets the children, the man gets the woman, basically. He owns us because he paid our bride price. He had us. He would, we'd lose our name. We'll now start answering his name. We do, in short, we basically almost give up our own dreams to be under his dream. He guides our own dream. If he says, go ahead, baby, and do your dream, then we do. If he says, no, don't do it. I mean, we submit to him. I'm talking about the women part now. So, women, share with me too. What do you think? Do you think that the women are are better off in marriage or not? Now, I'm not saying that marriage is not a good thing, but this is a conversation I want us to have to explore. So my husband is saying that the woman is getting something about protection and food and all. That's not good enough. Yes, you gotta do better than that.
And then and also when women start talking about things like dreams and stuff like that, you didn't have all this stuff going on now. All these things are new. Everybody has a dream now.
Okay.
You know, back in that time, I know people don't like for, you know, to hear like back in that time because women knew that. But you gotta understand that plays a big role of it. You know what I'm saying? How things
Can,
were
can
supposed to
somebody,
be versus how
can
they are now.
somebody in the viewing tell me what's men? I want to see what somebody is saying. Same as the men. Women do what? What do women do? Women get companionship, partnership, security, and covering. Purpose in partnership. Women get partnership.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Exp-
And okay, you do get security.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
How do I get security?
Okay. Because whose job is it to protect you and to protect the family? Both fit. Who? Okay. Go back biblically again. Who's the weaker vessel? Who's the protector of the family?
The weaker vessel is the children.
Calm down. Listen. If we walked out of this house right now,
Okay.
and somebody came to attack you and attack the children,
Mhm.
who's supposed to be the person to protect you and the children, putting his life on the line?
You.
Exactly.
But if I wasn't married to you, I'm still under my father's protection.
But we not. See, you can't bring that up though.
Why wouldn't I bring that up?
Because you said what you want
Okay,
to
see,
get the
okay,
marriage.
let me explain the other way, okay? I want to explain the other side of this. Me, as a woman, without me, without me, the woman, you're not going to have children. Yes or no?
No.
Your empire is not going to expand. Your family is not going to enlarge. Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, so use the same. You see the analogy I said, that means I am giving you something you can hold on to. Give me something too. Tell me what is it that I'm gonna get? Because
But you
it feels
also,
like,
but
it
you
feels
are part.
like it's gift. Okay, I'm a part of what?
Yeah, but you're a part of the growth of that empire. You're a part of that.
So what if I wanted to have my own empire,
But how
career wise, and I don't marry?
But how can you have your own
And
empire?
in this generation now, women even go and get women even go and get children. Someone else said women get the majority of everything. Really? No man forces a woman to change her name and take his last name. Women take their husband's name because they want other people to know they were married. I think it's a cultural thing. For us, culturally, I'm a Nigerian, by the way, an Igbo woman. So when so I'm not you. It's when you start education. Maybe you have master's degree, PhD, and you've acquired all this knowledge and all these certifications, and now you're now like, oh, changing my name to my husband's name is now a problem. And then but I think culturally, except if it is in some part of the world, it's not a forceful thing. It's not like it's forceful, but it's just expected. It's just like when it's expected that when I get married, I leave my father's house, I'll move to my husband's house. And I know these days some people will be like, oh, I'm married, but we have different houses we stay in. Things are happening in this our generation. Our generation is very beautiful. Okay? It is beautiful generation, I agree. So do you think that women receive more? Because somebody is saying that women get more. How can you say women get the majority? I think the men get the majority.
But
do I have women here that's going to support me on
No,
this?
listen,
It seems like I'm alone on this.
But listen, whoever said that, right? You got to remember that culturally, things are different in different places. If you over here in the West, women get more.
Are you trying to say that it's different in the West than in Africa?
Yes.
Okay, explain the difference.
Because when a woman comes into the marriage, she basically gets everything, especially if the marriage ends. I think that's what they was alluding to.
Are we looking at marriage when it ends, or we're looking at marriage in the institution of marriage? Let's be in the marriage, not to end.
But okay, what is it that you think that you're not getting? I mean, let's break it down. Let's really dive into it. What is it that you think that women are not getting? Not just, I ain't talking about you.
Okay, I understand
specifically, but women in general.
I feel that if a man do not get married, they make excuses for the man. But if a woman does not get married, there's a lot of crazy. I don't know if it is. I'm speaking from my own background as an African that lived in Africa. Maybe I have a different experience than here, right? So we are I don't want to use the word. We are made to feel a certain way, like feel shame or feel a certain way if we don't get into the marriage. So even if you don't really want to be married, even if you have this self-love and you're contented within yourself, you have everything you believe you desire. You have a good life, you live it. They still say you're supposed to get married. So, and then you come into the marriage, maybe you've established yourself, you're working, you have money, you've built all this portfolio, you have a healthy life, you have all these things you believe you have, and then you get into marriage, you're not getting anything extra from what you already have. You see where my issue is?
No, you are.
No, I'm giving more.
How are you giving more?
Okay. Now remember, this conversation is not me particularly because I decided to marry him.
Yeah.
And I love
We're talking in general. We're not
Okay, so let's just imagine now that I went to school, right? I graduated, I did my master's degree, I'm a doctor, I'm working, I'm making money, I have a good life, I have a good basic, my family, I have support system. I have my family, my siblings, nephew, nieces, if I want kids around, I'll have all that, right? And then I get married. Somebody says, come sweeps me off. I get married. And then after I get married, I lose my body, number one. I get pregnant, go through the whole stress of pregnancy, have the baby, go through the whole craziness of having those kids, which men do not really know. Men do not have what type of experience. Sure, they do not have 1/6 of what women go through having children, right? Postpartum, so many other things that you have to go through, right? You have to go through, so you're giving that. Your body, now this is my body. And then I'll still have to raise these kids because you swept me off my feet. And these kids, yes, they are mine, but they are mainly yours. Let me use the scripture. My husband always used the Bible, right? The scripture said that a woman, a virtuous woman, is an honor to the man, and he will be praised at the gates. So you receive the glory of what the woman is doing for you.
And then also it also says the husband and also the children supposed to give his wife, their mother, praise for all that she did.
Did you not say praise? Yes, I know the scripture says
honor and praise.
Okay, let's talk about that.
All that she
let's
did.
talk about that. I know the Almighty has his own, he's the architect of everything. He decided to do all these things, put everybody in where they're supposed to be. But you see what I'm saying about how I feel that women are cheated. So I do all this, I use one example, which is lose my body, have children, raise the kids for you. And then you say you're going to honor me by praising me, by saying, thank you, my honey, thank you, my heart, thank you, my sweetheart, for just doing all these things for me, and that's it.
I think honor goes a lot more than just saying thank you.
Okay, so what is the praise? Give me an example of the praise, so that we can have this. Somebody said that before Western education, did Africans feel they were missing out on that education? I don't think that Africans were missing out on education.
Which education we're talking
The
about?
Western education that they brought to us back home, because back home before the Western education there was this. Is a community, communal living. A man can marry different wives as long as he's capable of taking care of all of them, put them in different houses, build their huts for them. Everybody having family and they're all together. It's like a community. Like if husband and wife can have, and wives, not husband and wife can have so many, but then there are other things that go with it. There's a positive part of it, and there's also a negative part of it. But he's saying that before Western education, did Africans feel that they missed out on on that education? I don't know. So you tell me, do you think that we missed out on the education?
Education about what exactly
The Western education, what we're talking about that women feel neglected or women feel cheated. Like I said, when I said I feel that women women are cheated in marriage, right? So thank you people that are coming in. I appreciate you all. Okay, let me see what someone else said. As a woman, you are by nature made to have kids. You have choice not to have a kid choice. When you decide to get married, I don't think, do you still have a choice not to have kids even when you get married? Is that not one of the fundamental things to do in marriage? Yeah. Union and multiplying, as the scripture said, yeah. Right? So I don't think I have a choice but to multiply, as long as I decided that I was going to get married. If you don't want to do that, don't even get married in the first place. Okay, you can choose not to have kids, and that is your choice, okay? And your husband cannot control that decision. Hey, Aqua, I see you say that. I don't think I agree. I thank you for the comment, but I don't think that I agree that it's my choice as a woman not to have children. I think that if I decide to marry, I'm supposed to give. Now that is different if, sorry my love for calling me. Mm-hmm. Now it's different if I have medical or I have reasons or have some issues that is making me not to have kids.
That's like a Western thinking mindset. But my body belongs to you and your body belongs to me. When we get married, it's not your decision.
Hi Jelly, I can see you. Thank
I'm
you
not
for
supposed
joining.
to have children for my husband. No, that's not the way it goes. But a lot of people do think that way in the West because of how things have evolved dealing with women. To be like, oh, it's the woman's body, so she have that choice. You know what I'm saying? And then also they give the women here power over the children more than the men. So it's switched around in Africa.
Explain that more, because some people watching might not understand it, because we are in the West, we are in America, but some people in Africa, they might not understand what you mean by they give women, and children more than the men.
Here in the East, women have more control and more power over the children than the men.
Okay, Mr. Emeka said, hold on. You cannot measure the ability of a fish to swim by how it climbs tree. So don't judge a man's capacity by his inability to give birth. But she was there. The comment was not about the man; it was about the woman's choice to give birth or not to give birth. And I said I don't think that is a choice for the woman. I know the society agrees. This is my opinion, unpopular opinion. I don't think it's a choice for me if I agree or if I say I want to get married, I want to be married, and I get married, I'm supposed to procreate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone else said mindset is important before going into marriage. Biblically, man and woman are co-laborers, okay, to raise godly seeds and fulfill God's purpose for the marriage. Okay, so it is. So are you saying that it's the mindset of the women that feels like they don't receive a lot more in marriage? Like, for example, back home, women did complain, whether it was in a polygamous marriage or in a monogamous marriage. Women do complain because we take up a lot, especially in the household. For me personally, I did not know what I was going to see in marriage until I got into marriage. And I think it is the same thing for everybody. It's when you get into even dating, you would not experience it till you get into marriage. When you get into marriage, you will now see what you're giving up, what you're sacrificing. Both men and women. I don't think that it's just the women giving stuff. I believe the men are giving up stuff too. For example, I'll use my husband. My husband is a very relaxed kind of man. You can even say I'm the talkative. He's the quiet person. He does, he's what's the word? What's the word?
Laid back.
Labor. I'm the hustler. I'm the right. But getting married to me, I started gingering. On his normal way is, as long as I can pay my bills, take care of myself, look good, dress up, take care of a few things, I'm good. Nothing like hustle, 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 hustle. And then he went to marry a hustler. And the hustler got in. What happened? Go, 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 go. What is this? Why are you sitting down? What are you doing? You have to go. What? Exactly. So he is now faced with a lot of responsibilities. So he got to get up and do extra. Me, as the hustler, I got into marriage and I feel like, okay, if he's all out there, who is going to take care of these children at home? We can do it with taking them, giving them to strangers to take care of, while both of us are hustling. I'm not saying that's the wrong thing if you decide that do it. I would want to become the chill one, and then he became the. How did that happen? How did that happen? We need to switch back. I don't like it. We need to switch back. We said we were talking about the things women give in marriage. It is not a competition. They give differently.
So let me ask a question.
Okay.
In a marriage, what do you think the man, the husband, gives?
That was the question I was asking. Okay, for me, I feel that what the man gives in marriage, he gives.
Let me make it easier for you. You married to me.
Okay.
What have I given?
Oh, you've given a lot. You've given a lot. It's a lot to deal with me, basically. But if I answer that means I'm answering the question for the man.
But I'm saying though,
You've given a lot. I know, but that is more of your personal way of life.
But
of giving.
I'm asking that question because you said, what do the women get in marriage, and you think that is unfair or unequal? So
it's unequal. That's for sure. I feel it's unequal. I get something, but it's not the same. Okay, I will give one thing that you gave. Personally, you give me peace. Let me explain. I'll explain that. I worry. I worry about everything. As in, my husband is a chill person, like I said, but I worry a lot. I worry about tiny things that he will say, why are you worried? Why? The way he says it sometimes, in the beginning of our relationship, I get angry about the way he says, stop worrying. Stop worrying. If everything is okay. I'm like, what do you mean by stop worrying? I have to worry about this. I have to worry, But being with him, he has taught me how to stop worrying, which is something that I never did, as a single person. It was a crazy thing. I can stay 2 days without sleeping where I'm worrying about stuff. I worry like a crazy, and now I look back and I'm asking myself, what were you worrying? But that's because I had to learn. So you became my teacher. So you gave me that. That's one. And there are so many other things that you've given me. But I think it's still more of an individual giving now. But I'm talking about it in a general way. So don't make this thing, don't make it look as if I'm just saying, specifically. Some men give their wives having nice. So some men give their wives the opportunity to do whatever they want, even when the thing is crazy, and somebody else will hear it and be like, why would you allow your wife to do that? But you like, I let my wife do it, and that's what he's giving to her. Well, that's still specific to the man.
But what I'm saying is, for me, I think it's equal, but it's only unequal if the man is not doing his part. So the only way that the woman can say that is not fair or unequal is if the man is not doing what he's supposed to be doing as a man and as a husband and as a father. because that's a lot of responsibility. It brings on a lot of stress. You know what I'm saying? Even in a marriage, who normally dies first from stress?
Who dies first?
Men. Majority of men die first from
Really?
stress. Yes.
Men?
Uh-huh.
I think that's I think that's true because most of the time, yeah, majority, but women, okay.
The only men that don't die first from stress in a
People
marriage.
like you, chill people, you just relax.
But also, if
bothers
he
you.
has a wife that doesn't really stress him out like that when he comes home. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important to come home to peace.
Okay. Someone said peace and security, something that's very important to a woman. Peace and security. I think they're winning. I think you guys are winning gradually.
But the man has to give. The man has
Okay,
to. Remember,
so I just
security
mentioned
earlier.
peace as what you give me, right? You give me peace. You make things easy for me. Like I'll be thinking like a crazy person, and you just come and just make the thing like I feel like, calm. Everything just goes away. By the way, when you were not here, I'm going crazy, and when you just come and everything just settles, and that's the peace that we receive. Okay, so we receive peace, and then we receive what else? Security. Now this security one, I'm still feeling somehow about it because okay, look at America for example. Most people are carrying this thing that I don't like. Everybody's carrying around, right? The arm thing that everybody is carrying. My husband will be like, yeah, you have to go to this place and go and learn how to shoot, and so that means I'm also trying to secure myself too.
No, but I brought that security to say I have to go and get you training so that you know how to use a firearm. And plus, I'm the first line of defense if somebody break in here, if we go out and somebody try to attack you, try to attack our children. I'm that first line of defense to say I'm gonna protect
you guys are not telling me
by putting my life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the threat.
Oh, someone said, Ambassador Altinia said, not all men bring peace. So
no, that's true.
A good man will bring a lot, but a man that is not good will not. So yeah, not all men bring peace.
That's true. That's why I said if the man is doing his part, which means he have to be doing his part just as the woman. We both have a role. You have a role as a woman, as a wife, as a mother. I have a role as a man, and as a husband and a father.
Okay, for the sake of this conversation, can you mention some of the role of a father?
Some of the roles of a father?
Yeah. So that I can see what the woman gets from that role, because I know that basically, as of a husband, said in marriage, it's husband, wife, children, right? Yeah. The husband is the head. Sometimes I remember when I used to teach, because those that knew me know that I was a relationship coach, and when I was teaching about in relationship and love, intimacy, I talk about the role of a man, I talk about the role of a woman, I talk about how both of them can come together. I know that. But now remember, this is a conversation. It's not like I do not know some of these things, but sometimes we need to talk about it in the ways others will also understand. Okay. So now I want to know the roles of a man. Okay. Don't say head. Don't say the man is the head, because head is head.
I get you. So we already talked about providing, right? Okay. So let's go a little bit beyond providing, right? Okay. But it's still going to fall in the category of providing, but it's mentally, spiritually, and physically providing for his family, which I think we talked about before. Yes. I got to make sure that y'all are taught in every way. You know what I'm saying? I got to because I'm the teacher of the family, but we talking about teaching you of the Most High, to be in line and in order with the Most High, but also the things of life. I gotta show and teach y'all that, also the children as well.
What if I already knew that before I got into the marriage?
I'm pretty sure you're gonna know some of it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm pretty sure you're gonna know some of it because you came from a home. Okay. And more than likely, your father taught you, right?
Yes.
See?
Most women, they come from a family where they already learned something. And while some of them, they,
Yeah.
you know, some of them do not have any knowledge, and some men do not even have the knowledge.
I know, but because they came from a bad family where they didn't get the teaching from who? From the father.
So you're saying one of the roles of a man is to teach the wife.
To teach the wife, to teach his children, which is his household. Always make sure his household also is in order, because things can get out of hand real quick. You know what I'm saying? Wife can get stressed out. Children can be all over the place. Don't want to listen to the mother. Get stressed out. Want to do bad and evil things. The man's supposed to be keeping his hand on it at all times to straighten out his household and keep everybody in order, everybody in line. You know what I'm saying? Whether you talking about one way or another way.
So let me use a word for what you just said. You said the man has to make sure everybody is in order. So that interprets discipline.
Discipline. Yes.
So the man is the disciplinarian.
Yes.
Of the household.
Yes. Like now, say the wife can go and discipline the children, but without that head in place, sooner or later those children are going to get older. How much more is she going to be able to discipline and get those children in order?
But I thought it's more of the man discipline, especially the male children, while the woman, teaches the female children.
Well, the woman's supposed to teach the female children how to grow up as a young lady and how to be a wife.
Yes.
But the father had to also teach her, you know what I'm saying, the things in life. And teach her about men, teach her about all these other things spiritually.
I would encourage us to also thank you for those coming in and for giving the heart me. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. So just as my husband is explaining what he believes is the role of a man, I would also want you guys to tell me what a role of a man is in marriage when it comes to being a husband, not as a father, but being a husband. Okay? Because the conversation is about the husband and the wife. I know the man is the father. His role as a father is always, is put out there. We all know. But as a husband, his role as the husband. So my husband has mentioned, you mentioned discipline. You've mentioned protection. And what else?
Of course, we talked about
you said security. Somebody mentioned security actually. Someone says she doubles his days. He doubles his days. That means he prolongs his life.
Yeah. Okay. I know what they're talking about. They said if you are a good wife, a righteous wife, and which means you don't bring stress when he comes home, his days are double. But if you bring stress when he comes home, his days are shorter.
You see, so that's explain. Does that explain? Is a question. I don't want to make it a statement. Does that explain why men die faster than women? Because you're the one that said that. You said statistically, men die earlier than women. Women live older than men.
Yeah, if he's coming home to a stressed environment because of his wife, his days is not going to be long.
But it goes hand in hand. If the man is not doing his part, taking care of his wife, giving him peace, especially, get the same thing. She would also go crazy. Somebody like me would go 3 times crazier than I was.
That's true, but in most cases, it's normally done from the other end.
Okay, Sister Altania said something about, hold on. This is loading. It says some are health issues too, why they die quicker. Some don't take care of their health. So it's not just the marriage issues; it's also health issues. Do you think that men have more health issues than women have health issues? Women, look at me. I always say, look at me. The reason is most people that know me, I'm a slim girl. I'm tiny, straight. This husband of mine, this beautiful man of mine, made me this stick. And himself drives me to the gym. Hey, baby, let's go to the gym. You got to work it out. Work it out. So will be going there to suffer. He said, what's the word you use for workout? He said, pleasure, healthy. Because I'm a healthy person. Now, my own health part is usually herbal. I deal with herbs. I do with mind meditations. I do with this. He is a gym man. He is his own health part is workout. So that's why I even had some posts where I was showing some of my workouts and all that. He's the one making me do it. I do not know anything about workouts.
I'm going to say something about Althenia comment, right?
Yes.
He said most men don't take care of themselves, right? A lot of that comes also from what type of wife they got. Now, that's in our own marriage. When you met me, I had a lot of things that was happening.
Yeah.
High blood pressure, this, that, and another thing, right?
Yeah.
And because of her, I got all of these things under control because she's willing to cook me the proper food, get me the proper herbs that I need.
Yes, the things his high blood pressure just went down. Yes, and then you in turn made me, and then you decided to say, let's go and work it out too.
Yeah.
So it's hand in hand, give and take now.
Yeah.
First of all, you made me big.
Well, we're working on that. We're going,
I always think about it because sometimes I look at myself like, oh my goodness, what is this? Bear in mind, this is just me saying things about myself. That doesn't mean I don't love myself. I am beautiful. I love me. Yes, I love me. And I have a baby that is less than 1 year old. So I don't just give myself the break that everybody, he says, he'll be like, give yourself a break. Don't worry, you're gonna bounce back. You're gonna look all sexy all over again. Why did I even get big in the first place?
Because you had 2 children.
You see what I'm giving? I have 2 children for you, and they're yours. I'm just gonna be. Oh, yesterday I was discussing with a friend, Mr. Emeka. He's like, "Hi, bro Emeka, how you doing?" He was saying, I was discussing with him about what the conversation we're gonna be having. He said something. I would have loved him to repeat some of the things he said yesterday. And I said, please hold it and say it today. Okay, he said, meanwhile, he said something here. He said, men that I'm reading this because the TT is far away, so I can't even see it from there. So that's why I'm reading it from here. So he said, many men die before their wives because of dangerous jobs they do to provide for their family. You see, I was the one that brought up this topic, what do women get? And now men are here defending themselves.
But see, you gotta answer the other side if you want to know or get the answers that you need on your side.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you just go one way with it, it's not going to clear anything up.
Okay, so you agree with him saying that most men die because of dangerous jobs that they do. Women die out of childbirth.
Yeah. Sometimes.
A lot.
A lot.
Women die, not just childbirth. Women die out of. Oh my goodness! I don't know. You want to go into this thing? Women die out of so many things, but I was just saying that statistically, the men die earlier than when it comes to living long. You'll be seeing a man in his 60s, 70s, looking older, dying off. The women will now go and stay with their children because I've seen a lot of that. I can understand that too, but women die too. Okay, I have seen stories on that, especially with truck drivers. How many of them die in their trucks?
A lot of them die.
He's a truck driver, so he can answer that question.
A lot of truck drivers die in their truck normally it'd be from bad health.
So it's not related to truck driving; it's related to health.
No, he said in the truck, right?
Yes, they die in the truck.
Both. They die both ways. Some die from things from like bad health on the road, and then other ones die from crashes. Truck driving is rated the second most dangerous job, and it was the first in the USA.
Wow. Is that true?
It's true.
Wow, I didn't know this. Now I know. Okay, someone said both parents should be responsible for the proper upbringing of the children, though the women may be able to show more example to the family, to the female child, and vice versa. Yes, I think I agree with you. Both man and woman needs to put in hand to raise their kids, because if one, yeah, go on, say something.
We had a conversation about this before, and I think I kind of gave like a breakdown on that.
Okay, go ahead and give the
You know,
breakdown.
if I can remember it, because I was like, while the
You
man
use
is out,
you use 24
I
hours.
use 24 hours.
So
I
you
like
use
this.
24 hours. You use 24
Yeah.
hours to explain it to me, because I've asked this question
Yeah,
about raising kids. Who's supposed to, yeah, so use that. Do you remember it?
kind of.
You said 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours in
Okay,
the
so
day.
go ahead.
8 hours in the day to work, 8 hours in the day to sleep, and what is the other 8 hours for? You know what I'm saying? So I like when the man, we all have our specific roles in the marriage, and if I'm out working hard, I know that my wife is at home also working hard. You know, whatever business she got, dealing with the children, cleaning up, cooking. That is a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me as a man, I got 8 hours. I'm out working for the 8 hours, right? I already slept for 8 hours. But anyway, I work for 8 hours. I come home. What am I doing for the next 8 hours? She's already been working hard at home. And I'm coming home, I'm just going to keep my feet up, look at TV, and not do nothing. No, I should be coming home, and whatever's left around the house, I can go ahead and chip in to help her and say, you go take a break, you know, let me look over the kids and watch them, because it's also my responsibility too, you know, to take that time to help teach them, look over them, and take care of them in every way. You know what I'm saying? While she also go get some rest doing that 8 hours, and then, you know, boom, come back in. Then when it's time for me to go to sleep, I get 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying?
She said a day have 12 hours, and 12 hours, and night have 12 hours, which makes it a 24-hour cycle. So what is the difference between husband and father? Somebody's asking. So what is the difference between a husband and a father? Can you explain the difference between a husband and a father?
What's the difference between a husband?
A husband is to the wife, to the woman,
Right.
and a father is to the children.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's the difference. So what I think what he's asking is, what are the different roles, like the role of you as a father and the role of you as a husband. You've already explained the role of you as a husband, even though some of them intertwine. Can you explain some of the role of you as a father? You're just explaining it about taking care of them.
I was just explaining it.
Yeah.
That's where you gotta be able to diversify your time between being a man, between being a husband, and between being a father. You know what I'm saying? You got a responsibility to your children as well. So if I was out working all day to provide for my family as a husband, you know what I'm saying, and as a father, when do I, as the father, spend time with my children? You know, when I come back home, that's the perfect time, right? You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that they are taken care of in every way.
Okay. So before we continue, the question or the topic of today, which is, what do women get back? What do women get in marriage? What do they receive from their husband? Not what do they receive as a wife or as a mother. I'm saying, what do they receive from their husband? And so far, I have gotten that they receive peace, they receive security, they receive protection, they receive teaching, they receive honor, and what else did you say? Praise. Praise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, women, you guys have heard, that's what you receive, and that's what I receive. I receive more than that, because I think the Almighty has given me a great man, which a lot of women also have great men in their lives. And for those that do not, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but these are standard. It's supposed to be better. It's supposed to be good. Anybody that is that's not having a real man, it's. My mother used to use this word. The hell on earth is being in a wrong marriage, basically, and that was it for me from day one that I started knowing what life is. The worst hell, the hell on earth is the worst marriage. Being in the wrong marriage, hell on earth. So anyway, thank you so much. I'm still on TT, but I'm gonna let my people on the Red app to take time out. You guys can still join us in other conversations on TT. So I'm gonna be letting it go here for us on the Red app. I have a reason for using the word Red app and TT. I hope you guys understand. I don't want violations. Yes.
And before we cut you off, just know that this is our first live. We're going to be, adjusting ourselves as we
exactly.
go. You know?
So this is our first time. So
yeah.
feel free to give us some points and let us do better next time. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the live here. You see, I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to end it. Okay. Sweetness. Can you help me with this? Okay, I got it now. Thank you.